Welcome to Colombia! Today it's all about food of Colombia. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I present you again Sebastian. He's historian, he's professional guide and also my deputy. My name's Frank. I'm Swiss, I'm living in Colombia for over 4 years and I run a travel agency for traveling all over Colombia. Today we're hosted by the Fatima restaurant. It's right next to the Chorro de Quemao, which is probably the most iconic and most important point here in La Candelaria. Come here, find out, have some good food. It's a small restaurant, but you know, not always size matters, but more the quality you get. So let's start right away. We're talking about food of Colombia, what you're going to eat when traveling to this country. And because I'm not a native Colombian, I don't know so much about the food. I eat it, but I don't know about the history and the culture. I have Sebastian as the big specialist, and I would say, let's start with Bogota.
Okay.
Our hometown, to explain all our viewers what they can eat or what they actually should eat when coming to the capital.
Yeah, actually, most of our clients, when they come, they ask me, they are interested in knowing what we were fed when we were children and what our grandmothers prepared for us. And I would say the most known, and it's because it's delicious, it's the Ajiaco. The Ajiaco is the excellent soup in Bogota. It's a very old soup from here. It's even from the indigenous people, but it's a mixture between the Spaniards and then the Cuban influence. So it's a soup made with potatoes, corn, chicken. It's I would say the most known dish from Bogota. But of course we have many more things. We have what have you tried? I mean, you're not a lover from the hot chocolate and cheese, right? That's another of the dishes you have to try when you come here. What's your opinion on that?
You know, they take hot chocolate and they put the cheese inside. To me, it's just disgusting.
Yeah, but the kind of cheese is completely different. I mean, it's a very mild cheese, and it doesn't melt. It softs inside the chocolate. So it's just delicious to take it with a spoon and just eat it. I love it. I was raised with that. You as a Swiss, your concept of cheese might be a bit different.
Cheese in Switzerland is sacred.
Yeah.
And what they sell you as cheese in Colombia, it's kind of plastic. So this is always a disappointment to me to eat cheese in Colombia. I think it's why I'm not a big fan of hot chocolate with cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, we have several kinds of cheese, but none of them are strong cheeses. Yeah, the flavor of them are not very strong. We have very mild cheese. Sometimes it's salty, sometimes it's a bit more sweet. So that depends on that. You use it on arepas, for example. The arepa is another of the main dishes in Colombia. Yeah, have you tried the arepas?
Yeah, arepa is actually very interesting because you find them, I would say arepa is the national dish of Colombia.
So, yeah.
Because you find them all over, but they have different variations. And for example, in Bogota, what is the Bogota arepa? How does it look like?
I would say the Bogotan arepa is white and with cheese in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah? It's like a fried, so it's a very delicious arepa. I love it. It's not my favorite though. My favorite is the Boyacá arepa from Boyacá. That is more sweet. We have tried that. So it's sweet. It also has cheese, but the flavor is completely different. The thing is that they use different kinds of corn to prepare the flour to make the arepas. So that's the trick.
And there's also the white arepa with no taste at all, which is very thin and flat.
Yeah, that's from Antioquia, from the region of Medellin, the Arepa Paisa. That's it's mostly to go with hogao. Hogao is another word you will hear a lot here in Colombia. That is like a sauce made with tomato, onions, and garlic. It's the base. It's delicious. It's amazing. Take it with arepa. It's very good.
So let's jump back to Bogota. We have the Ajiaco. They're actually in La Candelaria. You have some restaurants which are the places where you get the best Ajiaco in town. They're here in the city center. Which one would you say?
La Puerta de la Catedral is one of the restaurants that offer the Ajiaco. And all these, there is a street filled with these kind of restaurants that are specialized on preparing these traditional meals. I would say that that street, very close to the central square of Bogota, is the perfect place to go and try Ajiacos. That's the most known as well place to do it. Other dishes they can try there is the empanadas. The empanada is another of the, I would say, national dishes here. Here in Colombia, they are fried and they are filled with everything. Yeah, you can find empanadas of anything: pork, meat, rice, potato, even plantain. I don't know. I mean, you can make it prepared with anything. So it's the same with the arepa. We have arepas between the regions. There are differences between the arepas. So the arepa from Boyacá is very different from for example, in the Caribbean Sea, the arepas from there are filled with egg and beef. Yeah, it's completely different than here, and fried, deep fried. The arepa de huevo.
Okay. Ah, yeah, the arepa huevo. This is.
That's another variation of the arepa.
It's very fatty because it's deep fried with egg inside, and you touch it and you have a shiny hand.
We found, of course, other plates or dishes here in Bogota, but that are brought from other parts. For example, from Tolima, we find something called the tamal. The tamal is a maize with potato, with pork, with chicken, and it's all wrapped in plantain leaves. Yeah, it's very delicious because it takes the flavor of the plantain leaves. So it's something I like to eat.
So he says it's very delicious. To me, the tamal, it's like overcooked risotto with some like third class meats and other ingredients.
You have tried the bad kind of tamales then. I have to take you to some.
That's what they
places.
always say. Yeah, you tried the bad tamal.
And from the same region of Colombia, El Tolima, you find also la lechona. The lechona is a filled pork, and they fill it with peas. The original one is with peas and the beef of the pork, the meat of the pork. Yeah. But then here in Bogota, we modify it, and then we added rice. We are rice lovers here in this city, and you will find also in other regions. We fill everything, and in most of our meals, there is rice inside.
And the lechona is actually very interesting, very spectacular, the presentation, because you have the whole pork, which is huge, and they fill it up and it's packed and it looks like a big fat pig. And of course you have the whole head, which is looking somewhere, and then you just say, give me some, and then they cut off some pieces and give you the lechona.
That's something you have to try when you come.
Yeah, especially on Sundays, people buy it out of cars. You have cars, they're going there where the tourists are, or the locals, where you have many people for their Sunday plans, and they serve it out of the trunk from the car, which is something I found very cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So now we go to the Amazon, and what are the specialities in the Amazon?
What have we eaten when we went to the Amazons? What do you remember?
Yeah, I remember there's this big fish and you can feed it, and you throw down like pieces of meat or other fish, and then it's like an attack, and it's big noise, and girls scream because mom's like, it's a big fish, and it's called
Pirarucu.
Pirarucu. It's a huge fish without fish bones. It's delicious.
Very, very nice meat, very white, very tender. It's delicious as well, yeah. So their base is fish, and also they eat a lot of insects. I remember eating an insect for the first time in my life with you. It was a worm. I don't even remember the name. It's
mojojoy. It's called mojojoy. We went to a restaurant in Leticia, and I was asking, what is this? And mojojoy, it's a larva.
Yeah.
Like this big, very juicy, and they fry it. So first of all, they came over with the living ones, and then afterwards they served it. And I forced you to try it. So we received 4, and you ate 1.
I ate like half of it. I couldn't eat the head of it. It was too crunchy.
Yeah, I like the head because it was like popcorn. It was crunchy, but the body was very soft and juicy and greasy.
Oily, yeah.
Actually, very disgusting. But I paid for it, so I ate the 3 of them. And I'm sure it was healthy because it had lots of proteins. And the interesting thing is actually the indigenous, they eat them alive. They don't even fry them.
Yeah.
So maybe we should try eating them alive next time, because maybe the taste will be better.
Yeah, we'll try. I'm open to it.
Okay.
Yeah, if we travel, for example, more to the north, to the plains of Colombia, to the llanos, we've been there, and the food there is delicious. The base, I mean, the cattle is the main economical thing there, so the beef there is very, very good.
Yeah, exactly. They call it Mimouna. The traditional way to prepare it. So they have those huge chunks of meat, and they make an open fire, and they hang the meat besides of the fire, and very slowly the beef cooks, and it's really delicious. It's very, very tasty. Let's go to Nariño. That's very close to the border, or it's actually bordering to Ecuador. And also they share, I would say, some cultural and food trends.
Yeah.
They eat guinea pig,
Oh, right, yeah.
like in Ecuador and Peru. If you ever have seen how they offer you the guinea pig, you will think twice before ordering it. Because, you know, the guinea pig looks like a rat, and usually they serve it, the guinea pig laying on the back and like... So it doesn't look very tasty, but I didn't try it so far.
No,
so
me neither.
I have to try it because I love to try all those foods. Also, Nariño has a part on the Pacific coast. So what's the food like all the way up Choco on the Pacific coast? There's fish, of course, and what I found out, because it's more Afro population, they cook in a very different style here in Colombia, and to me it's actually the most delicious cuisine here because they use more spices, it's a bit more, it has more character, the food.
Yeah, I would say they also add a lot of plantain, and as you said, the spices they use is, they cook every single meal. It doesn't have to be fish. They cook everything very, very tasty.
And then let's go to the land of the Paisas.
Okay.
We have the Paisas is actually, I hope the Paisas don't listen, but we say it's Medellin, Antioquia, and the whole coffee triangle.
Yeah.
It's a very similar homogeneous culture. Although the people from the coffee region, they say we're not Paisas. Something to remember.
Yeah, from that zone, what I relate with this zone is the beans. They use in almost all the dishes beans. So the main dish we find in this zone is the bandeja paisa.
Yeah.
The bandeja paisa, you can find it here a lot because also we have a lot of people that were born in Medellin or whose family is from Medellin. And the bandeja paisa is quite heavy, I would say. It has rice, beans. It has something we call rellena, that is kind of blood sausage, but it's quite different, you would say, because you know the actual blood sausage from Europe. It has another kind of sausage that we call chorizo. It has arepa. It has aguacate and pork skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very big. All the time they serve it very big. So it's very difficult to finish it. Sometimes I go to the restaurant and ask for that just because I want to, as a ritual, that I can actually end it.
Bandeja paisa, to me, it's just too heavy. I mean, as Sebastian said, usually you get such big portions. The two of us, could share it and it would be enough for us.
Yeah.
I mean, we received food when we were traveling over there. It was just ridiculous. It's for truck drivers who eat once a day, it seemed to me. It's just too big, too much food. And then we go to the Caribbean coast.
Okay.
What do we have there?
Well, what I have also to outline is the fish. The fish you can find there is very fresh, very tasty. It's again a lot of influence from the African culture, so the cook is very tasty. We also find this kind of empanada. It's called Cali Magnolia, but it's the maize is not with corn but with the yuca flour. So it's very delicious as well, very tasty.
You forgot one of the most important things you get on the coast.
What's that?
Arroz de coco.
Arroz con coco, of course.
Arroz con coco. If you go to the Caribbean coast, you have to try arroz con coco. It's delicious. It's rice with coconut, and it's
very tasty. It's kind
so
of sweet.
good. to die for.
And the preparation is not that easy. I've tried once in my life and it wasn't a good try. I couldn't eat it.
And then, I don't know, if we go along the coast to La Guajira, is there something special in La Guajira?
In La Guajira, they eat also goat. So the preparations of goats, I've gone to some of restaurants that wants to rescue all these traditions of gastronomy, and I've tried this goat, and it's strange for me because it was the first time I tried it. Mm-hmm. It's a different flavor, it's a different kind of beef. It's I would say more hard, but taste is very good.
What do we miss? What else?
We are missing, I would say Popayan. Popayan is something that it's remarkable because it's something also very different. And it's the pipián, yeah? They make tamales, the pipián, and empanadas, the pipián. I would say more preparation of that. But the base of it, and the interesting thing is the peanuts. They toast peanuts, and then grind it, and then put it in the ingredients, and the flavor of it is unique. I love the empanadas de pipián. So I would say that's something we have to mention.
Okay. And also Popayan is known, it's a cultural heritage for its cuisine.
Yeah, because it's very different as well.
Yeah. My experience as a foreigner is when I arrived like 4 years ago, food was okay, it's all freshly made, they don't know convenience food. This is something that doesn't exist. Everything is freshly prepared, freshly cooked, because everything is growing like wild. You have 2 oceans, so the availability is here. But what is missing is the creative factor that you have, or that you had, chefs, young chefs that are trying, combining, mixing, putting more flavor in the food, and this is coming more and more, and we can see that now, that in Colombia the quality of the food is improving, and this is really cool because I love eating.
We can help visitors to go to very, very nice restaurants around Colombia. Depending on the taste of everyone, there is always an option. Also, I would like to mention is the quantity of fruits we have here that goes into the category of food.
I heard a number that we have at least 150 different fruits in Colombia that you can eat.
We're in the Andes chain of mountains, so we have many levels of altitude, so we can harvest most of the fruits, yeah. And here in Colombia we have many fruits that are just from here, yeah. So the fruits are fresh. Also, you can find in the streets people selling fruits on the cars, and all of that is very fresh.
So that's it. Food of Colombia. Thanks for watching our video. If you like it, give us a like. If you think we forgot something, write it down in the comment section. You will also find additional information in the description section. If you know somebody who wants to travel to Colombia, send them the link to my channel that they can get all the information they need. I hope to see you soon again on my channel, or even better, here in Colombia. We wish you all the best. We go now for some great Colombian food, and wish you all the best from Bogota. Bye bye.